Part 9. Complicated Love. The next morning, Lisa woke up first. His eyes adjusted to the sunlight pouring in from the window. However, he saw Ginny was still fast asleep beside her. "You wild woman. Do you know, Ginny? You look cute when you sleep like this. I'll try to be nicer to you. Sorry for everything," Lisa thought. Lisa suppressed her smile. She carefully looked at Ginny's sleeping face, even Ginny's hands wrapped around her stomach, and Lisa deliberately put her hand on his wife's hand. Lisa wanted to touch Ginny's head. However, she didn't because she saw Ginny's eyes blinking, and Lisa quickly closed her eyes again to pretend to sleep. Ginny, who had woken up and realized that she was hugging Lisa's body, suddenly made her immediately startled and moved his body away from her husband. Damn it, she must have been stealing the opportunity last night, Jenny grumbled, annoyed as she got out of bed. What an insolent wild woman. It was clear she was the one who hugged me, but instead accuses me of stealing the opportunity. Damn it, Lisa thought, who was still pretending to sleep. Lisa opened one of her eyes and watched Ginny walk out of her room. After Ginny was not seen again, she went straight to the bathroom. "Lisa, the groceries are finished. I'm going to the supermarket," Ginny said after seeing Lisa just came out of the bathroom while she was making the bed. "I will take you short for Lisa." "No need. I can go by myself. I'd like to take a morning walk," Ginny replied to make Lisa silent by staring at his wife sharply. "Oh yeah, Lisa, aren't you going to the office?" Jenny asked, pretending not to understand with Lisa's sharp gaze. "Not," replied Lisa, sat back and played her cell phone. "Why?" asked Jenny curiously. "Many questions," Lisa snapped back, staring intently at Ginny's eyes. "Okay, I'll stay fast. Bye." Ginny said goodbye and then left Lisa. Lisa, who was so annoyed, immediately contacted someone. Soon the connection is connected. "Hello, sis. Did you know today's news?" "Of course, sis. Accidental. I also want to go where you want to talk about this matter." "All right, come here quickly." Jisoo arrived at his sister's house. He went straight into the house because at that time Lisa's house was not locked. Jisoo approached Lisa and dropped her body sitting next to his sister. "If this matter is left unchecked, our company will really suffer a huge loss," said Lisa seriously. "We have to find a solution, sis. We have worked hard to make our business run as it is today," said Jisoo. "In that case, we need to find big investors to compete with the Japanese company. How about we ask Summer's father for help, sis?" "No, I don't want to ask for help related to that woman anymore." "Come on, sis. This is for our company," coaxed by Jisoo. "And don't you want to go back to Summy again, sis?" continued again. "Sis, I know you still have feelings for Summy. So does she. She really still loves you, sis. Can't you give her another chance?" said Jisoo. "Shut up, what do you know? I'm not interested in her anymore," Lisa replied in a tone that sounded so forced. "Why? Could it be that you have fallen in love with your wife?" asked Jisoo mockingly. "You talk too much. Shut up. I'm not at all interested in her either," rejected Lisa. "Is that true?" Jisoo said, getting teased. However, Lisa just kept silent, thinking about brother's words. What about your woman? Asked Lisa, changing the conversation. I still haven't seen her again, sis, Jisoo replied with a weary look. But I will try to find him again, sis, she said again excitedly, while wide smile on his face. Lisa just smiled a little while shaking her head without responding again. You yourself, how is your relationship with Ginny? When are you going to end it? Asked Jisoo curiously. Lisa stared at Jisoo for a moment. Then she turned her gaze away by staring blankly in any direction. I don't know what made her mute like that. Why are you just silent, sis? Don't tell me you still want to keep it, said Jisoo. I don't know. I'm still waiting for time to find the right reason, Lisa replied slowly. Why wait time? You can find an excuse to mama by saying that your wife is cheating on you. It's over, right? Jisoo said so lightly. She's not that kind of woman, Lisa replied, annoyed. To what extent are you related to her, sis? She always kept his distance from me, and I did the opposite. Really, sister has never had any contact with her. How about Summer? Asked Jisoo back. I told you I'm not interested in her anymore. Lisa, Summer is a very perfect woman. She is also your first love. No, now just because of a small problem you hate it like this. If I were brother, I will forgive her. But sadly, I'm not like you. Why don't you just marry Summer? Looks like you really deserve it, Lisa said, while raising her eyebrows. Ha ha ha, I'm not interested in your ex-girlfriend, sis, Jisoo replied, laughing so hard. Good, Lisa said while nodding slowly. 2 months passed. Jenlisa still goes about their daily lives as usual. Summer also often visits their house, paying little attention to hoping to get her ex-lover's heart back again. Likewise with Jisoo. After that day, he had never again met the woman he was looking for. He still wants to find out the identity of the woman who has made him fall in love. That morning, in front of Rose's door, Jisoo was seen standing and knocking repeatedly. Actually, Rose knew about it. However, she deliberately did not open the door of his house. Hey miss, come on out. I know you're in there, Jisoo shouted by peeking through the window. Damn it, why is he always bothering me? I really want to get out. And plugged his mouth with one of my plants, Rose muttered furiously. Hey, beautiful lady, come on out. I just want to know where your best friend is, Jisoo said again, who was getting louder. Miss, come on, said Jisoo still in his position. Jisoo made the knock on Rose's door louder, causing her ears to heat up. It felt like Rose couldn't stand it and felt very disturbed by Jisoo's arrival at her house. Miss, please up. Before he could finish his sentence, the door of the house opened wide, and Rose splashed water on Jisoo's face, soaking the entire body of the man who she thought was a stranger. Hey, beautiful lady, how dare you water me? Jisoo said, annoyed by flapping his already soaked clothes. If you dare to come here again and shout in front of my house, it's not just water that I'll splash on you, Rose replied angrily, as he threw the bucket he was holding in any direction. Don't you know how to be polite when you go to someone's house? Continued Rose again. Miss, I am here with no ill intentions. I just want to know your friend. Just that, said Jisoo, trying to calm down. I've told you several times. She is married, and don't come looking for her, let alone bother her. Understand? Rose snapped. Yeah, but at least you let me know a little where she is. Let me confirm the truth, Jisoo replied, not wanting to give up. The truth is, she's married. Don't ever come here again to ask. Irritated, Rose, who immediately closed the door to his house quite loudly. Damn, beautiful fierce. Look, my clothes are all soaked. Impossible, right? I go to the office in wet clothes like this, and it is also impossible to return to the apartment. Jisoo chose Lisa's house because there were a few of her clothes that she had stored before. Meanwhile, in another place, Ginny was seen making the bed. Meanwhile, Lisa was in the bathroom. While in the midst of busy Ginny, suddenly, Lisa's cell phone rings. Ginny grabbed the cell phone, and she saw that there was an incoming call from Jisoo listed on Lisa's cell phone screen. Jisoo, Jenny said quietly. Lisa, there's an incoming call from Jisoo, Jenny shouted, who was standing right in front of the bathroom door. Just pick it up. Say I'm taking a shower, reply, Lisa shouted along. Okay, Ginny said as soon as possible, pressing the green button on the cell phone to pick up the incoming call. Hello, sis. Are you home now? Ginny, instead of answering, was silent while holding Lisa's cell phone right to her ear. Hello, sis. Did you hear me, bro? Lisa was taking a shower, so I picked up the phone. Are you Jenny? Yes. What do you need? Let me tell her. Oh, yeah. I'm on my way to your place right now, wanting to change clothes, because my clothes are soaking wet. Didn't want to hear Jisoo's voice for a long time, so Ginny disconnected phone one-sidedly, then put Lisa's phone back in its place. What's wrong, Jisoo calling? Asked Lisa, who had just come out of the bathroom while drying her still wet hair. He wants to come here. He says he wants to change clothes, Ginny replied casually. Lisa, I've prepared breakfast. Come downstairs when you're done getting dressed, said Ginny again. Later, I'm still not hungry, replied Lisa while reaching for the clothes that Ginny had prepared. Eat, you haven't eaten since last night. Breakfast is very important, so that your stomach doesn't hurt. Why are you being so fussy now? Lisa asked with a sharp look at Ginny. Because you're annoying. Or do you want me to feed you? Ginny asked, teasing Lisa while widening her smile. Sure, good offer, replied Lisa, teasing his wife back. And no, I was just kidding, Ginny said, while biting her lower lip, and left Lisa. You wild woman, Lisa muttered quietly. Lisa followed Ginny's steps towards the dining table, and when she was about to sit, there was a knock on her door. I'll open the door first. It must be Jisoo, said Lisa, who immediately left the dining table. Older brother, greeted Jisoo after the door opened and saw Lisa standing right in front of him. Why are your clothes soaking wet like that? Asked Lisa, surprised. There was a woman who suddenly watered me. Lisa just chuckled as she covered her mouth slightly and rubbed her nose. Damn, it looks like you are very happy to see me suffer, sis, said Jisoo, annoyed. Never mind, come on in and just change your clothes first in the room. Jisoo went to the room where his clothes were there while Lisa sat back at the dining table. Lisa, I took the trash out in front. Ginny said goodbye while holding a bag of trash. If you want to throw trash, just throw it there. Just throw out the trash with all permits, Lisa snapped. Ginny just took a deep breath and then walked away, while Lisa sat quietly while playing her cell phone waiting for Jisoo. "Sister, isn't there a tie here that I can wear?" Jisoo shouted, who was standing in the middle of the stairs. "Can't you not scream? Anyway, where is a stupid man's tie here, unless you bring it yourself?" continued Lisa with a cynical look. Jisoo, with his languid face, walked over to his eating shirt and didn't really pay attention to his surroundings. "Ow," Ginny cringed, who almost fell, but Jisoo quickly held her butt. I'm sorry," Jisoo said quickly, after making Ginny stand up straight and face him. Instantly, both of Jisoo's eyes flashed when he saw the woman he hit was Ginny, the woman he had been looking for. "Hey, lady, we meet again," greets Jisoo with joy. "This man again, what is he doing here?" Ginny thought. "Oh my, what could it be? This is Jisoo," continued Ginny. "Hey, lady, why are you silent?" "I asked why are you here?" asked Jisoo, looking confused. I live here," Ginny replied, looking nervous. "What, you live here?" Jisoo shocked until his eyes opened wide. "What are you doing?" asked Lisa, who suddenly appeared and looked at Ginny and Jisoo in turn. "Excuse me," Ginny said goodbye, leaving Jisoo and Lisa there. "Sister, what is she?" "Yes, it's Ginny. Let's hurry up and have breakfast together," Lisa said, then left Jisoo, who was pensive, there. "Sis, no kidding, if he's really Ginny?" asked Jisoo, who followed Lisa's footsteps. "Since when have you seen your sister joking around?" Lisa replied while stopping her steps and looking at Jisoo, who was beside her. Jisoo was stunned for a moment. His heart seemed to stop and his body didn't move, as if he was numb. After a few minutes of contemplation, Jisoo decided to walk towards the dining table where there was Jenlisa sitting waiting for him. "Oh my god, why am I so stupid?" Until he didn't recognize that this woman was Ginny, Jisoo thought while staring intently at Ginny's face sitting in front of her. "Sir, do you want me to get some food?" asked Jenny politely. "No need, he can take it himself," said Lisa, then started her first bite. "Just call me Jisoo," said Jisoo in a friendly manner. "Cool brother-in-law," Lisa said while chewing. "Okay," Ginny replied slowly, then started her breakfast. "Ginny, can you get some food for me too?" asked Jisoo hopefully while holding his empty plate. "You have hands, right? Take it yourself," Lisa snapped, sneering at Jisoo. Jisoo just sighed softly. Then he took his own food. The three ate together, but Jisoo's eyes couldn't stop staring at Ginny, who was busy chewing her food. "Damn, why does Jisoo keep looking at me like that?" Ginny thought. Because he felt uncomfortable with Jisoo's presence, even with his gaze, Ginny chose to leave the dining table first. "Where are you going?" Lisa asked, surprised, looking at the face of his wife, who was already standing. "To the room," Ginny answered briefly and quickly. Lisa frowned, because it was unusual for Ginny to leave the dining table before she finished. Even Lisa still saw that Ginny's plate was still filled with food. "Finish your meal first," Lisa's command. "I am full," Ginny replied, then left from there. "What's the matter with her? She's not usually like that. Did I say something wrong to her?" Lisa thought. "Sister, do you know who the woman I've been looking for all this time is?" asked Jisoo. "How do I know?" Have you found it already, sis? Is that true? Who's she? Your wife, Jisoo replied quickly. Lisa, who was sipping drinking water, flinched when she heard Jisoo's answer and immediately looked at him with a murderous look. What do you mean? Asked Lisa, who was still looking at her, killing her. Ginny, yes, the woman I've been looking for all this time is her sister, your wife, said Jisoo with a blank stare. Lisa was really surprised, but pretended like she didn't care, but deep in his heart, she felt burning. Is that true? Asked Lisa, looking indifferent. Yes, sis. Why am I too stupid to not recognize it? Jisoo whispered while ruffling his hair. Sis, what do you think I should do? Asked Jisoo while looking at Lisa's face. We'll talk about it later. I'm staying in the room first because today I have an appointment with a client, said Lisa, who immediately left Jisoo from there.